Debbie starts off this hour in Reno, Nevada. Hi, Debbie. How are you?
Good.
How can I help?
Well, I just finished the class. Wanted my husband to take it with me. He refused. He said that our money issues were all my fault. And so me and my sister took it, and we both really got a lot out of it. But my question is, how do I get him on board with managing our money?
Mm-hmm. So why does he say the money issues are all your fault?
Well, I might have bought a car that I shouldn't have. If I'd taken your class, I wouldn't have. But, now we're upside down in it, so I can't really sell it at this moment. Mm-hmm. But it was an impulse buy. I admit it. I've apologized for it for 6 months now. Mm-hmm. And he says, okay, I want to manage the money. Mm-hmm. So I said, here it all is. And he won't even have a budget meeting. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else did you do other than buy a car impulsively?
What else what?
What else did you do other than buy a car impulsively?
No, that would be it.
So one thing.
That was one time in our 24 years of marriage, yes.
And so all of a sudden, you are not due to have a say-so anymore in your marriage at all?
Apparently, yes. That would be my best guess.
You don't have a money problem, you have a marriage problem.
Yeah, we don't communicate. We don't communicate about money very well.
You don't
which is why
communicate about a lot of things very well.
No, well, probably.
Yeah, and he's extremely disgusted with you over this car thing, and probably over a pattern of things over the years having to do with money, and you're now trying to turn things around. But he won't even give you the time of day on respect. And so that's a major problem because you're going to eventually become disgusted with that. I will tell you, having done what I do for 25 years, that if you guys don't get marriage counseling, that I would say you're probably heading for the cliff.
Well, I am pretty disgusted.
Yeah. And he is too.
Right.
And so that's why the only person that you got to find some common ground, and you got to be willing to forgive some things and then prove some things, meaning earn some trust back. The way you would earn trust back would be working together with him on a budget, following the things you learned in the class. And then the way he would earn trust back would be to actually start to count his wife's vote in these things. He's not a benevolent dictator. You don't get that right. And yet he's acting like one.
Yes.
However, you went and impulsed a freaking car, and that might have got me in that mood.
Yes, and I would agree.
Yeah, but you've apologized, and you said, "Hey, I went to class. I'm learning something different. Let's try something new together." And he's basically flipping you off at that point.
Right. I said, "Okay, what we're doing isn't working."
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, you're right, but we've tried this before." I said, "Yes, but we never put the work into it." Yeah. We just, kind of like you said, we were kind of fumbling along.
Yeah.
So I said, now we have some guidelines, we have support, we have the website and all the explanations.
Yeah. So are you guys in a church by chance?
No.
Okay. I was going to refer you there to find a good counselor. Find a good friend that's in a good church that can refer you towards a marriage counselor. I'll give you a prediction. He's going to say that your marriage problems are your fault too, and he doesn't need marriage counseling. You should
I'm guessing you're right.
You should go anyway without him and begin to talk to the marriage counselor on how to draw him in to the marriage again, and then you can draw him into the money again. But you're going to need some coaching to do that more than a radio guy. And because if you don't draw him to this marriage counseling table, eventually one of you is going to completely melt down the rest of the way, and you're going to end this thing. And I don't want that to happen. I want you guys to save this. It's 24 years. You need to save it. Yeah, you need to be two less selfish people, less bitter people, and come back together based on, even in spite of the past, of the way he's treated you and the dumb things you've done. In spite of those things, you come back together and say, okay, we're going to turn over a new leaf, clean slate, start afresh, and so on, like we do with a lot of things. It's forgiveness and reconciliation. And we're going to plan together on how we're going to do things from this point forward. And so, yeah, you need to go see a marriage counselor sooner rather than later. This is why I don't recommend that people take Financial Peace University without their spouse, because what it generally does is it makes them madder at their spouse, not less mad. Financial Peace University is actually a detriment to your marriage if you take it without your spouse. It very seldom does that work. And I'm not saying she did a bad thing by going. I'm just saying if you ever hear me tell people not to take it without their spouse, that's why. Because it drives a wedge further and tighter into in between this relationship, and you get more and more and more disgusted. You more and more are proud of where you are, Debbie, and can see a bright future, but he doesn't have that new information, and so he doesn't believe in the new you at all, and you're getting madder and madder and madder at him for that. And both of you are right to have these feelings, but you really got to deal with them big time. Big time. So go get to a marriage counselor within the next week or so, please, as soon as you can, and get started on that. And if he doesn't go without him. But tell him, that I'm afraid our marriage is going to end because I'm about to end it. I'm about sick of you. And we need to get some help so that we don't lose this thing.
Hey, you guys, Rachel Cruz here. Hope you are enjoying the Dave Ramsey Show. And did you know that I have my very own YouTube channel? Yes, that's right. It's kind of better than the Dave Ramsey channel. Don't tell him I said that. I'm kidding. So subscribe, and there's lots of videos about life and money. So while you're at it, if you want to check out a video, then you can check out how to do a monthly budget. It's one of the best videos out there.